So if you're getting here right now, I'm Clay Souza. I'm a wedding and portrait photographer in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And you are at Clay Souza Official, or you are at Clay Souza Official on YouTube or Facebook. Okay, so and we here in this channel we talk about photography in general. We talk about composition, lighting, and posing. But today we take a little bit of deviation of that. This is a second part of our IPS session. IPS, for those one who don't know what it is, it means in-person sales. So how you get to sell to your clients, how you get to show your clients to do to print out the cool things that you have created, right? So there's a lot of myths. Last week, on Monday, we talked about myths, but we ran out of time. There's way too much stuff to talk about. We talk about a little bit of myths. We talk about excuse that people create to not do IPS. And we are very good at this because people say, oh, I don't do IPS because I don't have a studio. Hey, guess what? I don't have a studio neither. I'm sitting here downstairs. I live in a townhome. I'm sitting here downstairs where we do our IPS. And I'm going to walk you through the entire process, right? How we do the entire process. And please ask questions as we go, okay? And I want to show you how we do this, okay? So things that, just to recap a little bit from Monday, pretty quick, okay? So always reinforce your clients that if you're going to do prints, if you're going to do the whole thing, you are a full service studio, meaning the experience for you starts when you get contacted for the first time and only ends when you put an album or a print or whatever it is on your client's hands, okay? So that's a full service studio, right? Be honest, be clear, be upfront with your clients, okay? Do not leave any doubt on the table, okay? So that discredits you. So you need to be upfront with everything. And if you don't know, if you don't have an answer to a question, you just don't know, right? And just tell them, hey, I don't know this right now. I will research and get back to you, all right? And do get back to them, okay? So full service studio, prints, album, wall art, everything that they need to do, all right? So those are the type of things that you need to start talking about, because a lot of IPS, people had this blockage on IPS because they think they can't do it. They can't do it. Hey, guess what? I never sold anything in my life, right? And we started photographing 7 years ago. And I already started doing IPS. I never did shoot and burn, which is you go, you photograph, and you send the online gallery, and you're done. No, I always did IPS from the very beginning. And the beginning was a disaster. I couldn't sell anything, and I went learning. I kept pushing it. It's not going to happen the first time. It's just a fact, right? You need to get better at this. And the only way to get better, we need to learn and get better. The only way to get better is by practicing. Okay, you're going to polish your what you tell your clients. So you're going to learn when to stop talking. All right, and this was one of the things that hurt me in the beginning, because I tend to talk a lot, and not knowing when to stop talking was sometimes take me out of the sale. Right? Control interruptions. Why do we do this in our place instead of doing at the client's home? Because at the client's home, you have no control over the environment. In the client's home, the phone will ring, the baby will cry, the bell will ring, all right? So, and they get interrupted, the dog will bark, and these are interruptions that you don't want to. Okay, you want a controlled environment. That's why we brought it here. I try to do this on public places like Panera Bread or Starbucks or at a shopping center, at a food court in a shopping center, and there's a lot of distractions. It's doable, but it's hard. So the way I want to do this, I want to walk you through the whole thing. By the moment the client rings the bell over there, and I'm going to show you everything. So I'm going to take this camera out of the docking, and I'm going to flip the camera, and I'm going to keep talking. Okay? So come with me. Let's go. And if you have questions, let me know. So I'm going to flip it. All right, cool. So This is where they come from, right? This is my garage over here. Let me close this. So one key thing to this, so they ring the bell, and this is what they see first time, right? I come in and greet them. There are two things that we do. I greet them over here at the door, and Danny is standing right here at this spot right here. Okay? Danny standing right here. I'm by the door, Danny standing right here. Why do I do this? Because I think this is one of the ugliest parts of the house. I don't want them hanging out here. We have plans for this wall. We're going to put prints here, but just this year we could have time to find what to hang here. But this is going to become a wall of prints, all right? So I don't want them hanging out here. They come here, I welcome them. Hey guys, thank you for coming, blah, 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 blah. Come in. Dan is over there. Dan is at this point is calling them in, so they come in, right? When they come in, so there's some hugging, some greetings here, and this is exactly what they see, right? This is exactly what they see. Right here. So this works really well when I'm doing consultations also, because people get really impressed right by, from the very beginning. They look at this and they're, oh my God, this is gorgeous, right? So here, what happens? Those images that you see here, they get changed, they get swapped based on which kind of shooting it is. Let's say if it's a wedding, they're going to see wedding pictures. If it's family, they're going to see family pictures. If it's high school senior, they're going to see high school senior pictures. But look at this. There's no small prints. Everything is 24 by 36. This guy here, I think, is a 20 by 30. And this is what I sell the most. Okay? Listen, this is metal. Full glossy metal. This is metal. Semi-gloss metal. This is acrylic, and this is canvas. Okay? So I have one of each, so they know what they purchased. They know what they are purchasing. So here on the ground you can see a maternity one there. There's another one there. All right? So they know what they are purchasing. So this is important. This is what you're going to put in your client's hands, and that's how they're going to do that. They're going to look at the picture. They're going to see how good it is. My canvas, a little detail about my canvas. You can see I don't do the normal regular canvas. I totally dislike that canvas. I think it's one of the ugliest things ever. So I always sell the framed canvas. Okay, it has a much nicer finish, and you look at the back is closed up in paper, so you're not going to see like staples or wires hanging, all right? So this is luxury. This is luxury. The other one is just cheap stuff, right? Acrylic here, so you can see it's a little acrylic here and the metals. So anyway, let's go back to the point. How did you choose easel instead of hanging? That's a good question. Those pictures actually they're gonna go to the wall over there. This is just a temporary thing. You know one of those things in the project that is temporary, like kind of forever? Because this is what happened. I used to have over here on this wall, I used to shoot headshots here. I had a wall background and shot headshots from here, right? I would sit the client over there and I would shoot headshots from here. Okay, so at some point last year we talked about getting a studio location. Maybe not a studio, but at least like an office where we could see people. Okay, and we looked around, we looked at rental and stuff. We're like, you know what? That's going to be another expense. Is this really necessary? All right. So and we decide, well, let's not do this. Let's try. Let's experiment with something else. Let's renew. Let's do a renovation downstairs, which is this area you're looking at, and let's try it this way. So that's why we didn't hang on the wall, because you knew you're going to repaint the house, you're going to change furniture and everything. So, but the plan, yeah, you're right. The plan is that we're going to put this on the wall. Okay, this is all going to go on the wall. But I still need to come up with more prints, more sizes, and that type of stuff. I want to do a cluster at some point, right? So the whole idea is this goes to the wall, we have more room here. Okay, that's the only reason why it is an easels. Okay, but it works well for us. Also, these are the only prints that are printed on metal, because metal is not cheap, right? They're not cheap to print. Okay, so what we do actually, we have, when it's high school senior, we do print those images on a printed, mounted print. We don't do metals or this expensive acrylic. These are just samples for the client to see. Okay, so on a regular day, if it's not wedding, so if you come here on a high school senior, for a high school senior IPS or consultation, you're going to see mounted prints instead of metal. But we have the metals to show. Then we show those images as an example of a sample. But those images change accordingly to the theme. So if it's family, you're going to see a bunch of mounted prints. Same size, 24 by 36. Okay, and 24 by 36, nicely printed. Very well finished, everything. Every time I look at one of my prints and I see chipping, because we take those mounted prints to bridal shows. Every time I see chipping, I throw it away and buy another one. Okay, this one here, for instance, is almost time to get rid of it. Look at this, right? This is from taking to bridal shows and stuff. You can see here it's starting to chip here. We start banging on side of stuff, right? Yeah, metals are getting more expensive now. So anyway, we have this beautiful one over here too. So they coming in, let's go back to the topic. So they coming in, they looking at this. Each of these image, I have a story to tell, right? I usually tell stories during my consultation. People like stories. Stories connect you at a human level, right? During IPS, what I want to do, I want to tell stories so it doesn't feel like it is a salesperson, right? I don't feel like a salesperson. So to them, so besides they are inside our house, which is, can get more personal than that. So what they get here, so when they come here, on this where you see the ring light here and everything, and here what we have food and drinks up here, right? Like finger food, nothing really complicated. Sometimes salsa and chips, some finger food from Brazil, pão de queijo, and that type of stuff. What else? A cheese board, cheese and some meat board in there, something that's quick to do. So, and we have, if it's a couple, if it's a wedding that we just finished shooting, we have champagne. We know how many people are coming because a few days before the session, the IPS session, we send them an email with a price list and explaining everything that's going to happen, okay? And then we ask how many people are coming to the IPS session, right? I think the more people come, the merrier, but, you know, most of the time it's just couples or maybe couples and one of the parents, okay? We ask them, and however many people they have, how many glasses of champagne we have here. We have a champagne's on the fridge and everything, and they come in, we pop the champagne, and we celebrate. We probably have seen on my, probably on the Instagram, my Photos by Clay NC, we always post those images, those videos. We do like a little, either boomerang or something like that. So we're creating buzz about what it is. We post also and so on, okay? And this is the fridge that I was talking about. When they come in here also, what they see is this. This is from the last couple that came here, all right? Courtney and Ryan, welcome back. Why? Because they came, they did the engagement session, they came to the IPS, and now we did the wedding, and welcome back. So here their names and everything, right? We do this for every single client. Right? This is like a hit. I mean, they sit down over here, and when they look at the fridge, I'll tell you, 99% of them pull up the phone and just take a picture of that. They think it's the coolest thing ever. But there's a detail also, I don't know if you guys noticed already, or if you could show that, is this. Look at the TV, right? On the TV, I have like a big, wide, sometimes an epic image, or sometimes a beautiful image of the couple. And I don't point that out. I leave it there, so they walk in, when they sit here, most of the time they look at that, and they go, oh my God, look at us on TV. It's so beautiful, it's so pretty, blah, 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 blah. So you're already creating that excitement, about the images, because that's what you want to do. That's what you need to do. We need to create connections. It's emotional connection. That's what sells, emotional connections, right? Have you ever thought, let me dock this again. I'm feeling like weird that I'm talking and not looking at camera. So have you ever thought that why, when you walk like at Barnes & Nobles or Walmart, whatever it is, at the cashier they have the little candies there all over? Those are emotional and impulsive buys. So you just throw one of those things in your cart. Like, you're not even thinking about it because it's so cheap. You just grab one and see. I mean, they sell millions and millions of those a year because they strategically placed. That was the images over there because of that. So they come and when they sit here, they look at the TV and they, oh my God, look at the images, so gorgeous. So we're creating excitement. All right. So when they're sitting here, we are sitting on the other side. Let me undock this again and flip the camera. Danny and I are sitting on the other side over there, and this is their view, right? I need to point this out so there is nothing out of place. There's nothing in the counters. There's no dishes. There's nothing on the counter. All right, house is super clean. We try to keep it as sharp, as clean like that. And I do understand it's easier for us because we don't have kids, we don't have pets, we don't have dogs, we don't have cats, we have nothing, right? Just the two of us here. So it's much easier for us to keep the house like that. But this is a must. The house needs to be clean. The house needs to be sharp. Out of distractions. We made a change on all of this. This is all new stuff from this year. We changed appliances because we want to make this as modern or less kitchen looking as we could. So does that make sense so far? If it does make sense so far, please hit that heart button there. And so I know I'm going in the right direction because I'm not seeing any questions. So I'm assuming you guys either not paying attention or it's making sense. All right? So, so now we're having a conversation, right? They're looking at us, you look at them straight through things. So first thing, don't go into the, I couldn't talk because I was running to show my husband your refrigerator. You kidding? You kidding? Are you serious? Really? You ran to show him in the refrigerator? That's too funny. Yeah, so we're having a conversation. First thing, don't go straight into business, right? So they just got married. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Yeah, don't go straight into business. They just came back from honeymoon. They're excited to see those images, right? We just shot the wedding. We start talking about the wedding day. So how was the wedding day? So those questions that you're asking, how did you guys feel? Did you guys see the day going by? Right? Did you guys feel pressure? Did you feel tired? I mean, how did you feel? So how your parents felt? Did everything went okay? Because I didn't see any mistakes. Even if I saw some mistakes, I don't point that out. We want to keep this very positive. Okay? So it needs to be a positive experience. And people love talking about them. People love talking about the experience. So ask a question, shut up, and pay attention. Do not interrupt them. Let them tell the story. You ask the question, right? And memorize it. Keep remembering stuff, okay? Because you don't want to ask the same question twice. So pay attention to what they're saying, because at the end you can bring that back into the conversation depending on what they told you, okay? So we're having that conversation with them. Nobody's talking business at this point. We just ask, how was the wedding, blah, 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 blah. So they explain it. So we're laughing. We're talking about some image that we saw. And once in a while I throw on there, oh man, your images are so beautiful. They're going to look beautiful on the wall or on your wall. Right? We're doing all of that. So then we move, I guide the conversation. Watch, pay attention. I'm guiding the conversation all the time. I don't let the conversation go in a different direction because it's really hard to bring it back again. I lost a lot of sales in the beginning because I didn't control the conversation. Okay? So I'm always trying the conversation, bringing back to what the meaning is all about. They're here. to see the images and to buy products. Okay, so so we're talking about this, and then from talking about the wedding, I asked about the honeymoon. If they had a honeymoon, you're going to talk about the honeymoon. How was it? Blah, 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 blah. At that point, they probably post something on Instagram. I have already replied. I have already interacted with them on Instagram. Yes, we are social media friends with our couples. That's where the connection starts. Right? So when they come here for the consultation, they sign the contract. The first thing that we do, we grab their Instagram handle. We grab their Facebook handle. Stop this nonsense of not trying to connect with people. If you don't like people, this is not the business for you, because this is about relationships. Don't think it's about your photography, because it's not. It's about relationships, right? We're creating connections here. Do you know why? Because I don't want to shoot the wedding. I want to shoot the wedding. I want to shoot the maternity. I want to shoot the kids. I want to shoot the graduation. I want to shoot the second kid. And the only way to do this is providing a good experience. I could provide them with the best image they could ever see in their life. But if I didn't provide them with a good experience, they'll never come back to me. That would be the conversation go like, oh, I love your image. Yeah, but that photographer, blah, blah, blah. You don't want a but at the end of that sentence. Okay? So IG, Facebook, very important. So we interact with them as time goes. So they post honeymoon pictures. I'm liking them. I'm making comments on them. Okay? So we're talking about here, and then we're talking about the honeymoon, how everything went. So we're creating those connections. So, and this lasts a long time here, all right? So I don't put a time on my IPS sessions. I don't care how long they last. I like talking to people. I like learning people's stories, and I think that's a big thing for this business. Anyway, once we do this, right? We go, okay, let's look at some images. Oh, yeah, let's go. Everybody's excited at that point because I've been talking about those images all the time, right? I have created the excitement. So I need to move you guys again. Come with me. Let's do this. Over here. So then we move over here, right? Where's the remote? Oh, it's over here. So I don't show every single image because we shoot a lot. So at this point, they're sitting down here. Look at that beautiful image of the wedding. This is from our last wedding, from Ryan and Courtney. Okay, they were here last week. Yeah, so we have those two big images there also. Okay, so they're looking at this, so they're sitting down here, and we're going to play a slideshow. I don't show every single image because it would be crazy. And I tell them, this is just a fraction of the image that I have for you guys. And then I go here on the TV. On the TV here, on the back of the TV, I have a pen drive plugged in right here with their image in it, right? I just go back over here and go source. Where's my source? There you go, and I go ultra, and then we start playing. So I turn the lights off. All the lights are off at that point. Okay, I'm not going to turn them off now because it's going to be dark here. So, and then we start playing the slideshow. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm going to just play a little bit, just for you guys to see. That you guys seeing here is a real wedding from a real couple that were here just last weekend. Can you guys hear the music? Is it loud enough? All right, I'm going to stop this. Good. Cool. So this is the getting ready part. So we go through the entire wedding, from beginning to end, and we start telling the story of the wedding, how the wedding proceeded, right? From getting ready, we have first look, we have details, we have everything in there. We show every single part of the wedding on that little slideshow. Slideshow usually lasts what? 20 minutes, Danny? Danny is in here. It's about like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Okay? So, at that point, what's happening? This is the important part, guys. Pay attention to this. Lights are off. Danny's sitting over there. I'm sitting over here. Right? Couple is sitting over there. I'm watching the reaction. I'm watching. There's some crying going on. We have a box of Kleenex over there. All right? So, I'm watching. Yeah. So, Danny's saying it's about 15 to 20 minutes slideshow. All right? For wedding. Okay. So at that point, I'm here watching reaction, right? Are they crying? Are they talking? We are quiet. We are not talking at this point. We don't want distractions. We want to let the emotions roll. They're laughing at the image. They're remembering the moments. They remember the whole thing, how the wedding went. Okay? And watch over here also on the table. I didn't show you. I have all my album samples here. You're already seeing all of this. Okay? And we're going to go through those. What time is it? Oh my goodness. I'm crying. I'm not crying. So, the slideshow is over. Light comes back on, and I ask, what do you guys think? Oh my God, gorgeous image. Oh my God, so beautiful. Thank you so much. Blah, 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 all that stuff. So I talk a little bit about some of the image that I thought, you know, I remember this. I remember that was so funny. That image is so funny. And I reinforce again that this is not everything. This is just a small snapshot of the whole wedding. Okay? So, and I usually tell the number of images. They always go like, oh my God, because we shoot a lot. We put in like probably on an 8-hour wedding, anything between 800 and 1,200 images. Okay, so yeah. So we're talking about that when I give them the numbers. Oh my God, well, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going okay. So we talk a little bit, and right after that, that's when the sales started from the beginning, right? But this is when we go and talk to them about what's going to happen. So, and then I tell them, hey guys, every collection that we have comes with an album. And for the album, we give them 20 pages. Okay? So this is from our top collection. That's a 12 by 12, 20 pages. Okay, this is, where's the 10 by 10? 10 by 10 is not here. It's got to be here somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere. It's right here. We've been selling mostly our top collection, so that's why the 10 by 10. So this is a 10 by 10 that comes in the middle collection. Actually, the bottom collection, we just have 2 collections. We don't have like 3 collections. Gil just asked, how many days after the wedding do you show them the photos? So we bring them to IPS. We try to bring them anything between 2 and 4 weeks. We try to get them in between, deliver the image in 2 to 4 weeks. We have another album here also. So this is all here, right? So then, that's when I start talking to them. I talk to them, guys, so let me explain you what's going to happen now. In your collection came with a 12 by 12 album, which is this one over here. Literally, this is what I do. I grab the album and I put it in their hands. Boom. This is a 40-page album. This is a 40-page one. All right? But pay attention to this detail. This is a 40-page one. On my collections, every album starts with 20 pages. Okay? So, but I want to upsell. I want to upsell the number of spreads. One spread is 2 pages. Okay? Marcy is asking, why 2 collections, not 3? I do have a 3rd collection that I only sell for people who got married, maybe got married abroad, and then they have like a destination weddings, and then they want to have some celebration here. Then that goes like into anything that's starting between 4 hours. Okay, the minimum price, the minimum time for us to sell the collection is 4 hours. They have to buy at least 4 hours from us. But that's the only thing. But we just do 2 collections. And I'm even thinking about having like just 1 single collection. Okay, that's just what works for us. We tried it and worked well, and it's much less to explain. People just don't start having ideas, because people have, it's going to be a small wedding, it's going to be only 50 people. It doesn't matter if it's 10 people or 100 people. I'm not shooting people. I'm not shooting the guests. I'm shooting the wedding. If the wedding has all the things like getting ready, first look, ceremony, portraits, family, 6 hours is not enough. That's just it. So we stopped doing this because we're putting ourselves sometimes in some situations where we have to rush through the wedding because we didn't have enough hours to do everything. All right? Okay, so she's saying, I find it easy to sell the 40-page album, and then if they say that's too much, I'll tell them to have 20-page album. But then you're coming down in price, so they think they're getting a good deal. That's another good point also, right? So my collection comes with 20 pages. When I give them the album, guys, this is the album, exactly album that comes with your collection. And I put this album in their hand. They're going to look at this. The first thing they say, oh my God, it's heavy, because it's a heavy album. And then I say, well, that album has 40 spreads. It's 40 spreads or 40 pages, Danny? I don't even know. I think it's 40 pages. 40 pages, yeah. It's 40 pages, it's a 20 spread album. Right? Yeah. No, that album there, Danny, this album here is 40 pages or 40, it's 20 spreads, 40 pages. Right? Yeah, Danny's saying it's 33 spreads. Anyway, so I tell them, your collection comes with an album just like this one, okay? So, but it comes with 20 pages. I don't talk to my clients in spreads, because a lot of people don't understand what spreads are, okay? They are all, we talk about pages. So our album comes with 20 pages. I actually erase that. I don't say this way. I say, this is the album that comes on your collection, and I'm giving you 20 pages to start with. It's very different than saying it comes with 20 pages. No, I am giving you 20 pages. Spreads, Gilda, spreads are 2 pages together. So this side here is 1 page. This is 1 spread. Oh, let me flip it. So this here is a page, and this is a spread. Okay, so 10 spreads, 20 pages. So I tell them, I'm giving you 20 pages to get started. All right? But your wedding is so beautiful, that's going to be really, really hard for us to create your album with 20 pages only. So you can always add some more spreads. And that's when I tell them 1 spread is 2 pages. Okay, you can always add more. So blah, 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 blah. They look at this album. So when they finish looking at it, they making comments, they asking questions. I'm explaining everything, all right? And then when they finish looking, I start pointing out the highlights of the album. So you can see this is, and then I grab the album sometimes. This is leather, you can see, and this is soft touch. And they, oh my God, yeah, soft touch, really cool. And also, a really cool feature about our albums, they're all, I don't go like and say it's lay flat, whatever. People don't know what it is. Photographers don't know what it is. Let me open in one page here that I know that has a full spread. Yeah. Where is the page I'm looking for? I think the last one. Yeah. Or not. Yeah, this one here. All right? So, and I open on a page like this and I say, one of the highlights of our album, you can see there's no gutter in between the pages. So I can spread a full image here over 2 pages, which makes beautiful. Look at this. And they say, oh my God, yeah, I didn't notice this. So you point to the highlights, hard pages, so it's going to last you forever. All right, it's not going to go away. So that type of stuff. So you want to have you're going to have this album for a long, long, long time. And again, this is already included in your collection. You're not paying extra, and I'm giving you 20 pages, but you can add more as you want. Understood? Understood. And then I go through the upgrades. You also have this 20 by 12 by 12 page, which is the same thing. It's just an acrylic cover. And I do the same process. Put on their hands, they look at the album, they open, I'm highlighting the things. This is leather, it's acrylic, blah, 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 blah. And I showed that one in there. I showed what I call the monster, which is this big one over here. Because this is really a monster. It's not an album, it's a monster. That's a 12 by 18 or something like that. Yeah, it's huge. So I showed them all of that, all right? My top collection includes the 12 by 12. My bottom collection includes the 10 by 10. But both of them come with 20 pages, all right? So they can upgrade, switch. So we talk about this, we talk about everything like that, all right? Let me put this back. And then we talk about parents' album. Also, if your parents helped you a little bit at your wedding, it would be nice to give them an album instead of a picture or 2 pictures. We have this guy over here. Again, I put this guy on their hands, right? This is our parent album. Oh, let me flip. No, the Monster album, I actually have never sold it. I was going to do another sample, and but to be honest, to be fair with the album, I didn't like I think I picked the wrong cover for it, or the wrong texture for the cover. I don't like it. So I don't really show the album as much as I show everything else, right? So parents album, right? We have a parents album here, which is a little bit more detailed. It has soft pages, right? It's heavier than a magazine, and it has no gutter neither. So this also sells very well for the parents, okay? Also sells really good. So we're showing this, right? So now that they have all of this, I go the extra step to say, well, guys, just for you to have an idea, and this is what made it all change for us about like upgrades and selling albums. Guys, now that you know the albums, you have seen this, I pre-designed an album for you. So you can have an idea how your pictures look like on an album. This is your start, but you're not married to that one. You can make changes, but I just want you guys to see the images of the album. And they say, oh, that's cool, yeah, let's look at it. Then I go over here on the TV again, and I do, what do I do? This guy here, and I do remote access. And I already have my, on my computer here, on my laptop, I already have the design proofer loaded here. All I need to do is to go over here, this guy here, and connect. Connect over there. Now you're seeing my remote, my desktop from there is on the TV. Okay? Now over here, let me bring this laptop. I usually bring the laptop close to this thing. At this point, the refrigerator is playing some music, so it's not like an odd silence and that type of stuff. And let me grab this link over here. So now they're going to start seeing their pictures on TV, the album on TV, right? I go through the whole album like that. We start talking about it, we start laughing about it, we start, creating those emotional moments, and they now seeing pictures they didn't see on this slideshow, they making comments and things like that. All right? So we're showing all of that. Okay? You show the album to your clients before you print it. Yeah, I don't print things that I don't sell. I'm not going to spend money printing on things that I didn't sell. I'm showing the album here. This is their album that I created for them, right? But the key to this, guy, is, what's funny? I don't know. I'm missing some of the jokes here, I guess. So, fundy. Yes, fundy. Funny. Yeah, fundy. So, I'm showing the album over there, okay? See how I designed the album? That was the first look, that was the getting ready. Now you got him here, a few portraits that I did for him. Now the first look, right? Ceremony. The album follows the same thing, follows the story of the wedding. Okay? So ceremony. Let me bring this over here. You guys can see it a little bit better. Blah, 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 blah. We said everything, and then after the ceremony we have what? Formals, I guess. They're crazy about their dog, and then portraits. Bunch of portraits. Right? So you're telling the story of the wedding. No. At this point, guys, remember this, you get mixed up. So the question is, do you choose the image for the album or do you have clients choose? Guys, you guys mixing up the timeline here. They haven't seen the images yet. They came here today to see the image for the very first time. They haven't seen it yet. So they don't know. I picked the image. They don't know anything. Okay? So this happens when they see the first time. Okay? After this, they're going to be able to pick the images. But at this point now, I just want to give them something so they can have an idea how the album looks like. Okay? So they look at this. Now, key, like pivot moment to happen to us. We used to show 20-page albums with 20 pages in it, right? And we would say, well, you can always upgrade. You can always add more pages. You can always do this. You can always do that. And guess what? We never sold a single upgrade. Okay? We never sold a single upgrade. That album, the blue one, the Duke Chapel album one that I showed you, the 12 by 12, that album is exactly a copy of what the bride bought. She was the first one who bought upgrade from the album, right? So more pages, like 30, 38 pages or something like that. We printed that album, we put it over there, we never sold a 20-page album anymore. Everybody wants the 30 to 40 pages. Why is this important? I'm including the album on my collection. When they go from 20 pages to 40 pages, the upgrade pays for the album. You see what I'm doing here? I'm selling the upgrade. The upgrade is paying for the album. Money is not coming from my pocket to put in the album anymore. Now I have the full collection profit. So I'm not giving up my profit to create the album. That's why I need to make them upgrade the album. That's why I'm showing 30, 40, 50 pages. Because they know they're not going to be able to come down to 20 pages. I'm going to tell you this. Some people do. Yeah, some people do. You know, I have brides who just took like 20 pages of the album. Fine, it happens, but it's not the norm. Those are the outliers, right? So you always want to show big. I always want to show big. So once we start showing 30 and 40 pages album, we never sold a 20-page album anymore. It's just normal for us to do this. Because remember, when people get married, a lot of people get money as a gift for the wedding. They do have the money to buy it. And when they see the beautiful image that you guys create, the album put together on a slideshow like that, like we did, like here with Fundy, they will just get it, right? They will just get it. And also, everything they get tonight, the night they're here, they get a discount. This is all lined up on the email that goes like 2 or 3 days. Danny, you do 2 days, 3 days before the IPS session. When do you send that email? Because what you don't want is like sticker shock, right? So they look at the price, oh my God, this is expensive. They need to know how much it's going to cost them. And they already make up their minds what they want to do. Also, another thing that we do, we also sell this slideshow. This slideshow that they saw, we sell it. Depending on how much they buy from us, I will give the slideshow for free. Depending. So Dan is saying 2 to 3 days before they come for the IPS session, they receive an email listing all of this, all the prices of everything, so they know how much it's going to cost them. Okay, and on our price list, you have to list everything. Okay, so yeah, so you make those connections, you do all of that, and then it's just what it is. It's just It just happens. It happens naturally because you're creating those emotions from the very beginning. But guys, key to this, you have to have a place to do this. You have to have a clean place to do this, like a very neat place. You have to have samples. You do have to have samples. You're not going to do this without sample. Okay? So Dan is bringing up a good point there. If you send the email too soon, they will forget. They will not read the email. They will forget. All right? So you need to go back here. You need to have samples without showing them, without they looking at it. They're not going to buy. And you want to build those emotions today here, you also need a way to collect credit card information. Because if they go back home and say, you're going to think about it, they're not going to think about it. They just made up their mind, they're not going to buy it. Hardly, very hardly ever we sold anything from people who walked out of the door without any product and they came back and bought later. It's not going to happen. If you don't, this is your moment right here, right now. Okay? Dan is saying, I also text them saying that we sent them an email with prices to make sure they read the prices. Exactly. So we communicate with them, we guiding them through the process, we telling them what to do, we telling them what happens. So that's why it doesn't feel, a lot of photographers feel like, oh, I'm not this lazy salesman. It's not a sales, I mean, guys, put on the paper everything that you have invested in your photography up to today. Right? If you keep shooting $199 session and giving all the gallery, all the digital files, you're not gonna survive. It's not gonna pay unless you have a production, so high volume production. Then that's different. But if you're going for a boutique service, right, where you push, where you're selling like for 1 or 2 people at a time, you're not going to make it $199. You need to sell more. You need to make it happen. Okay? So, it's hard in the beginning. It is hard in the beginning. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy because it's not. Right? But you have to start somewhere. So, stop making excuses, get things done, and make it happen because it is possible. If it happens to me, it will happen to you guys. You just need to put your stuff together, right? And don't try to be perfect at the first time. We're not perfect. I mean, I started doing this at Panera Bread and didn't sell anything. And then I moved to Starbucks, it sold even less because Starbucks is even more crowded. And then I tried the shopping center. It doesn't happen either. So we said, well, we need to do it in our house. What we need to do. So this is what we need to do to make the house look good. This is what needs to happen. Okay? So it is possible. The whole goal of this is to show you guys that it is possible and give you a blueprint, a map where you can start with. Okay? So take away from this. Jump into it. Make it happen. Get your samples. If you need help, get your samples, labs, information, send me a DM. Send me a DM. Let's participate more on this Instagram. Send me a DM. I will give you all the information that I have. Okay? And get your samples in place. If you want me to look at your album spreads and give you some tips and how to design the album, let me know. I'm here to help you guys because I know you guys will struggle with this in the beginning, as I did. Right? But I figured it out. I did all the legwork, I figured it out, so now I'm giving it to you guys because I want to see you all being successful. I mean, I want to see our industry getting better and better and better because that keeps us motivated, that keeps us pushing, right? So let's sum up because I've been talking for the past hour. Let's sum up this. Have conversation, make connections. Do not think that it is about sales, it's about photography because it's not. It's about connections. You want returning clients, right? We had one of the weddings that we shot. I think I had her album over here. We shot her high school senior. We shot her engagement. We shot her wedding. I mean, those are the type of connections that you're creating. Okay? What you're giving them here is not. It doesn't depreciate like a car. It doesn't depreciate like clothes, doesn't depreciate anything like that. What you give them here, it only increases in value. right? 10 years down the road, those albums are going to be more valuable than what they are now. Because 10 years down the road, the memories will fade, and that's the only thing they're going to have. Some time ago, we saw some stuff going on the internet, a sentence that said, if you don't think photography is important, wait until that's all you have. Right? I mean, that is powerful. Wait until that's all you have. We all have lost loved ones. And we know that once they're gone, they're gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Only thing you have is memories. And you know what? Cell phones, pen drives, this thing's going to go away. I mean, how many of us are sitting down trying to find a damn picture on the phone and can't find it? Albums are conversation starters, right? You get a friend visiting, you show your albums, you show your pictures, you show all of this. These are conversation starters. And guys, stop thinking that you're selling. You're giving them memories that otherwise they will not have, because nobody is going to print them at home. You're giving them full service. And once you get the album, this is what we do. Once we get the album, we personally go to their home to deliver the album. We deliver every single product that we have, no matter how big, no matter how small. Today, before this live, I was delivering, hand delivering about 20 prints that I sold, right? 14 prints, right, that we sold. Just like regular prints. We shot this wedding anniversary many years back. She keeps buying prints from us. I mean, once in a while she comes back, they'll go there and buy a bunch of prints. So she purchased a bunch of them. I went there just to deliver it. Because we're making those connections. We're keeping those connections live. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, if they live in another state, that's a whole different conversation. But if they live around here, we've driven like an hour and a half just to deliver a wedding album. But when we're there, we're taking pictures, we're doing selfies, we're publishing them on Instagram and everything. Okay? So let me know if you guys like this. Was this valuable to you? Hit that heart there if it was valuable to you, if you learned something new. Let me know if you learned something new by hitting that heart. I want to see. Good, I'm enjoying to see it. Yes. So, again, thank you so much for listening to me. I've been talking for over 1 hour at this point now. And if you have questions, let me know. Send me a DM. If you want me to look at your pictures, if you want me to look at your album spreads, I will gladly look at them and give you some feedback. Okay? So thank you so very much, guys, for listening to me. I hope this was useful to you. I hope this is going to encourage and get you doing IPS sessions, because it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's not only about the money, it's the connections that we're creating and the memories that we're giving our clients. All right? Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night, and I will see you. Okay, we renovate our room. It's still a work in progress, so this helps. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that helps, because this is exactly what we did. We redid the whole downstairs here. Danny and I pretty much live upstairs. We come here to eat and come back up, because we're working all the time. So it is possible, guys. If it's possible for me, it is possible for you to do it. Okay? And I know some people have some other difficulties with kids and pets and that type of stuff. Stop making excuses. Create solutions. Be creative. Stop making excuses, right? Because it's so easy to say, oh, but my house, oh, but I have kids, oh, my pets, you know. Stop making excuses. I mean, the excuses stop now, right? From now on, I want to see you guys being proactive. I want to see you guys thinking ahead of time and making shit happen, like a friend of ours said. Make shit happen. Okay, guys, have a good night. Thank you for listening to me, and I will catch you next Monday, right? Bye.